my name is Milo. Welcome to my rural DoorDash ride-along. This is episode 3 of my February DoorDash goals, where I'm trying to make $2,500 this month. I am at $1,050. I am halfway through the month. I'm about 42%. Right now, it's Sunday, February 15th. I am doing a brief little breakfast dash before I have to go to church. I'm taking this $6 for 4 mile Safeway one item offer. Well, I had just assumed that was a shopping order, but it was a retail pickup that wasn't ready yet, so I did have to wait a few minutes. But also, on my way into Safeway, I got a new offer, an add-on for Burger King for another $6. All right, both those orders are dropped off. The Burger King offer actually went up to $7, so I'm at $13.10 for this shift so far. The Safeway delivery took me slightly outside of the zone on a nasty windy road, and right after I got back into the zone, I got an offer to go right back to Safeway, and this one is a red card, so it's a shopping for one item. It's not a very good offer, but I think I'll be able to do it quicker than the time appointed, and then I'm just gonna log out until lunchtime. I am back for lunch shift. First offer I got was a piece of crap, and I declined it because I don't want to go to Depot Bay for only $4. That's stupid. They just don't seem to want me to keep up an acceptance rate over 90% right now. But the next offer was better. It's $9 for 6 miles. I will take this one. It's a stacked order. I believe it was Local Ocean and Momiji. I got an offer from Taste of India, $20 for 12 miles, and I think that's a pretty good offer. And as I'm pulling up to Taste of India, I got an add-on from McDonald's for another $4.35 and less than a mile added, so I'm taking that too. Both those orders got dropped off, and on my way back to Newport from Depot Bay, I got an offer from McDonald's going into South Beach. It is upside down, but I don't think it's as bad as it looks because I'm still on my way back into town, and I'm gonna have to go past town, so it might, I'm taking it. I'm not sure if I've gauged this right. Now that is a mistake I have not made in a while driving on DoorDash. I had a long enough distance to go that I was not paying attention to the navigation, and I missed my turn. Fortunately, I only barely missed it. I knew someday this would happen. I'm coming back into Newport from South Beach, and as I'm crossing the bridge, I get an order from Flashbacks in South Beach. You couldn't have sent me that order like 1 minute ago before I got on the bridge, because now I gotta take the underpass and get right back on the bridge. Probably be my last order for this lunch shift because I haven't eaten lunch yet. It's almost 1:30, and I do have somewhere to be at 2. So I am back for dinner shift. I've had a long day. I'm kind of tired. I don't want to do a really long dash tonight, but I want to try and get to $100 for the day. And I'm starting off with a $5 2 mile offer from Asiatico, and I pretty quickly got a new offer. This is a stack. It's Local Ocean Seafoods and then shop for 2 items at Fred Meyer. All right, I picked up the order at Local Ocean, and then I went to Fred Meyer. I found the 2 items really fast. As I was walking back to the car, I got an add-on to do another shop at Safeway, 10 items. The payout was fine. I didn't have a problem with the payout, but I looked at the item list, and I had a feeling that some of them would take me a little longer to find. And I already have hot food from Local Ocean and ice cream from Fred Meyer that needs to stay cold. And so I declined it in the interest of respecting getting these 2 customers their orders in a timely manner. So I never used to have this happen, but this is like at least the 3rd time in the last few days I've had it where I've declined an offer and then it would be sent to me again stacked with something else. The Safeway shopping that I declined as the add-on sent to me again stacked with a Taco Bell offer that's going to Toledo. I don't really want to go to Toledo, but it's a good payout. It's gonna get me past the $100 mark for the day if I'm doing the math right. The navigation takes me to Taco Bell first. I arrive at Taco Bell, I leave the navigation, and it prompts me to say that I've arrived at Safeway. Thanks, not helpful. So I jump task to Taco Bell because I'm already there, and Taco Bell's on the way to Safeway, and it turned out they had the order ready, so there was literally no reason for me to do Safeway first. I finished picking up at Taco Bell and shopping at Safeway, and as I was getting back to my car, add on, let's pick up from Abby's Pizza as well. And the reason I decided to take this one, two reasons. One was it was $6 plus, which means it might be an exceptional payout. And the second reason is that it's also going to Toledo, where I'm already taking Taco Bell, so it is efficient for me to do it. Fortunately, I did not have to wait long at Abby's Pizza. It was ready, I just had to get their attention. Now, both Abby's Pizza and Taco Bell are going to Toledo. Taco Bell's been in my insulated bag for a little while now. I think that one needs to be delivered first, right? DoorDash disagrees. DoorDash thinks I should deliver the pizza first. I think the pizza's gonna stay warm just fine in the pizza bag in the trunk for just a couple extra minutes. Taco Bell's been waiting. I'm delivering that one first. I'm jumping task, and if I get marked as late for it, so be it. So after making the effort to bump the Taco Bell delivery up in the queue, I really don't feel good about how the customer was treated by the DoorDash algorithm, because their food was warm but not hot anymore. All parts of that stacked order are done, and I'm gonna drive back into Newport. I might do one or two more. Well, I drove back to Newport, and I'm not sure if it's actually busy on DoorDash anymore. Usually Monday mornings have gone well for me, but last Monday was a no school day. Today is also a no school day, so I don't know if there's going to be a correlation there, but I decided I'd start a little later. I'm starting at 10. It's raining pretty hard right now, but it's been off and on. The forecast says we're going to get snow tonight and snow through the week, which will be interesting. We don't normally get snow here, and when we do, it's just a light dusting, but a light dusting is enough to make some people who are not used to driving in the snow a little uncomfortable. The order volume might increase if DoorDash doesn't shut the market down. We're starting off with a $3.75 order from Starbucks, going a very short distance. Well, now I have accepted an offer from Fred Meyer. It's shopping for 2 items, and it looks like one of them's a cooler. So as I arrived at Fred Meyer, I got an add-on for another Fred Meyer shopping order, which is like $13 or so, going to Toledo. Both of those customers came out to have the orders handed to them, even though they were leave it at the door. And now I am getting paid $6 to pick up some food from Burger King. And now I have an offer from Ultralife Cafe. I think it was $6.90 some cents. That order has been dropped off, and now I have accepted a slightly upside down order from Walgreens, but it's only one item. I don't think it will take long, at least. It's partially for the acceptance rate because I have dropped into the 80s in my acceptance rate, and I'd like to be above 90. By the time I get back to Newport, it's going to be about 1 o'clock, so I'm probably now at the end of lunch. I might as well just call it here. So it's Monday night. I was not able to get out until 8 o'clock, so dinner rush is basically over. I just took the first offer they gave me, even though it's not a very good one. Partially because I want to make sure that I actually get some work done. Partially as an AR move, an acceptance rate move, to boost up my acceptance rate. So I took this, I went to Walgreens, did the shopping, dealt with a substitution, got that picked up. Now I'm headed to Clearwater to pick that up. All right, so I pick up at Clearwater. The order is ready. There are 4 drinks. If you've been following this series, I think it was in episode 1, I had 7 drinks from a stacked order. This one's only 4. I have the 2 cup holders here, and the other 2 are just bottles, so they fit in the center console okay. Clearwater is dropped off. I got an added tip on it, and now I am waiting for this light to turn green so that I can continue to Toledo to drop off the Walgreens order. Well, what I didn't fully account for was by the time I'd finished delivering Walgreens to Toledo, it would be almost 9 o'clock, and I would kind of like to go home. It's Tuesday morning. I was going to just do a lunch shift, but then I woke up at 7 and checked DoorDash and it said it was busy. So I thought, oh, maybe I'll do breakfast into lunch. When I actually logged in a little before 8, it was no longer busy. And it's not even snowing. It was supposed to be snowing. I'm starting off with no tip upside down order, which I'm sure many of you would have looked at, laughed at, and declined. But I'm gonna do it because the app is not busy, so I'm gonna take it as a charity case. Well, I am eating my words because I arrived at McDonald's and there are patches of snow in their parking lot. So that was weird. The delivery notes described that there'd be a white Ford in the driveway. There wasn't. There was a white Chevy truck, but not a white Ford truck. I saw the house number very clearly on the side of the house, so I have to have been in the right spot. Oh boy. This is an upside down order, Taco Bell going to Toledo, but I just parked outside Taco Bell. It says the order's ready. And as I'm driving back to Newport, the snow is beginning to fall in earnest. And then I waited a very long time. And then I actually got a good offer. This one's not upside down. It was $8 for 2 miles. It's a stacked Starbucks order, and I took it. I had to wait a little bit, and once the snow started to fall again, I got a $6.25 plus from Starbucks. While I was waiting for that Starbucks order to be ready, I got an add-on for an additional $6 plus from Starbucks. So picking up from the same store, they're both going in the same direction, and both of them have a plus sign. Then I got an offer from McDonald's for about $7, also 7 miles. That is picked up. It was 2 bags worth, so I needed my second insulated bag out of the trunk. Now I have accepted an offer that is $19.50 for 11 miles. It's a stack. It's Ocean Blue at Gino's and Taste of India, and one or both of them are going to Toledo. Both of those orders are picked up. The sun is threatening to come out. So much for the snow. Both orders have been dropped off in Toledo, and now I know it's 1:45. I could probably still do well with some lunch offers right now, but I promised I was gonna bring my wife lunch at work. So I'm gonna stop dashing, do that, and then if the app looks like it's busy enough to justify it, I'll log back in. So I got my wife lunch, and I stopped to get the mail, and I'm logging back into DoorDash for maybe another half hour to an hour. Here we go, 450, 1.4 miles from McDonald's. Next up, I'm getting paid $3.90 to deliver Starbucks. So it's now 1 o'clock. I think I may just end the dash here. I need to get some groceries. I thought I'd get back out tonight and do another order or 2 after my other evening commitment was over, but all I got was this $2 McDonald's offer after waiting for over half an hour. So I'm gonna do this and then I'm gonna go home. Wednesday morning. We did get some snow overnight. This is what my car looks like. Like I said, it's a light dusting is all we ever get here, really. This is enough to constitute a snow day for our local school district. Apparently it's worse in East County. But the roads out here in Newport are just fine. And I'm beginning my morning at 8 o'clock with a 625 plus order from Starbucks. The next order was also a Starbucks for $7.25. The next offer I received was a stack for Safeway and Starbucks. Next offer is not super exciting. It's $4.50 from Barge Inn Tavern. Whatever. It's slow. I've got wait time between the offers. I'm gonna take this. So I didn't quite make bank today. It wasn't as busy as I hoped it would be with the snow. So I went less than 2 hours. I decided to take a break and make the most of the snow day. I went east a bit where there's more snow and letting this guy here play in the snow for a bit because he loves snow. Now after doing that outing with the dog, wiping everything down, so after cleaning out the car to remove all evidence of a dog being in here, because I wanted to make sure that all my customers' orders are handled properly, I came back out. It is a little after 5 o'clock, and I have somewhere to be at 6, but I thought I'd just really quickly crank out a couple of orders. Then I got this offer. It's $13.29 with a plus sign, so I know it's going to be more than that. I don't know by how much. While I was inside Safeway doing the shopping, I got an add-on for $6 plus from Papa Murphy's Pizza. I'm still projected to get done before 6 o'clock, so this should work just fine. And I have another hidden tip on the Papa Murphy's pickup, and Papa Murphy's has not once made me wait. It's always been ready every time I've gone there. Talk about nice tips. Based on past history with this customer and how much the groceries cost, I'm not terribly surprised, but I'm very deeply humbled. If you're watching this, which I doubt, thank you so much. That made my day. And then my 6 o'clock commitment ended up being less than an hour long, so I'm back at it. So this is an $8 for 3 mile offer from McDonald's. Next up is a Safeway shopping order stacked with a Momiji pickup. I had not even exited the hotel yet when I got my next offer. It's a McDonald's offer, $6, 3 miles. I said, sure, I'll do that one. Next offer is a stack from Momiji and Lucky Tie. And now I've got a $13 for 10 mile from Lucky Tie Elephant, which objectively is not nearly as good as the other offers I've been getting. For a longer distance, I prefer $2 a mile to account for the round trip. I talked about that before, but I'm gonna do this one anyway. So I delivered that 13 for 10, and then on my way back into town, I got an offer from Asiatico that's $13.75 plus. That's a great offer, and it's about 5 miles, most of which is just finishing my drive back. So beautiful, love this. So the total on that one went up to $25 and change, which was wonderful, but I didn't get a screenshot of that receipt because I immediately had a new offer on my screen. I mean, it's not a good offer, but after just completing that amazing one, I don't even care. And after dropping off that Walgreens order, I decided I was gonna call it for the night. It was just after 9 o'clock, even though they're now doing peak pay. And I'm back out on Thursday morning. I usually have to do my salary job Thursday mornings, but it was canceled due to the weather conditions. However, just looks like frost for the most part, so I still feel comfortable driving in this, and I'm gonna DoorDash. And we got peak pay until 11 o'clock. Well, I'm starting the morning off with a very nice offer that's one item from Safeway and McDonald's. And after a little bit of waiting to get an offer, I got this offer, $9 to go to Ultralife Cafe and Starbucks. So that was really sweet, and a totally new interaction I've never had before. I arrived at the second drop-off. and not the customer, but another member of the same household was out front to take the order from me and said, hey, did he leave a tip on that? And it was part of a stack, so I couldn't see the breakdown yet. So I said, I'm actually not sure because it's on a stack. Don't worry about it. And this person was like, no, hey, did you leave a tip on this? And now I have a $6 Starbucks offer, which I'm going to pick up right now. Next up is a stack from Walgreens and Starbucks for $14. I was very amused. I arrived at Walgreens and realized that I was shopping for the same customer that I just dropped Starbucks off to. So I'm going to be going to that customer a second time here after I pick up the Starbucks for a different customer. Next is a $6 offer from McDonald's. Then the orders dried up, but I was stubborn and I waited and waited and waited, and at 11:15 I got this offer from Flashbacks. It's not an amazing offer, but it's good enough for me. Next up is a $9.30 offer from Lucky Tie Elephant. And next I'm going to be picking up from Taco Bell, and the delivery is to the same apartment complex that I just delivered Lucky Tie Elephant to. And just in the nick of time, as I was pulling up to the highway and assuming I was going to have to make a left turn to go back to all the main strips, I got this offer from Simple Mini Market, which is about as far north in Newport as you can get. It's the furthest north DoorDash merchant anyway. And next I'm delivering an order from Omichi for, I think it was $10. And it's going slightly outside of the zone, but this is also a repeat customer and it's not that far outside the zone. I'm gonna call it here and I'll be back at it tomorrow. I'm gonna do a Friday evening dash in Lincoln City. So my thought process was I had to run up to Lincoln City this Friday afternoon, and I had no other commitments the rest of the day or the rest of the evening. So I figured I'd get done with my commitment and then I'd dash for late afternoon into dinner into the evening in Lincoln City, try to make over $100. Preferably $150. I got my first offer. It's $11 for 5 miles from Walgreens, shopping for I believe it was 7 items, 9 units. And then I got there and half of the items were not on the aisle they were supposed to be on. While I was struggling with doing that bit of shopping, I got an add-on for a Safeway retail pickup, and I declined it, not because it was a bad offer, but because I wasn't sure how long it was going to take me to finish shopping at Walgreens. And now I'm picking up from a restaurant called Pier 101. After I dropped that off, I ended up waiting for a bit, and then I started to think, well, maybe I have chosen the wrong spot to wait for an order, so I started to move toward what I thought would be a better spot. And then I got this offer that is from the part of town that I had actually just been parked in. Censored the name of the restaurant because it's a ghost kitchen, and I don't know if that's sensitive information or not. So I don't know how this is possible, but that order was expected to take 39 minutes, and I did it in 8. And I wasn't like flying down the road or anything. I arrived at the restaurant, it was ready, I picked it up, and now I've got a double restaurant pickup to the same customer for $16. That house I just delivered to had a U-Haul truck in the driveway, so I think I can see why they ordered food. And now I have an offer to deliver from Zeller's Bar and Grill. Next up is this offer from Pier 101. Alright, so I accepted a Safeway shopping order, even though I looked at the grocery list and there are a couple items I think might give me some trouble, but I'm doing it anyway. And then I got an add-on for another Safeway shopping order on my way to the store, so there's that. As I expected, the first shopping order was difficult, but I got it done. The add-on was easier. And as I was going out to my car to load the 2 shopping orders in the trunk, I got an add-on for a restaurant pickup. I dropped off the first Safeway shopping order, and then I went to pick up from Best Thai. And as I arrived, there was a complete police barricade of an entire block. It was not actually blocking my arrival to the restaurant, but it did make leaving awkward because I had to go around a different way. I have been offered a stack, 2 orders from Zeller's Bar and Grill, and it's a pretty good payout. I'm happy about this. I am taking it, although I think I might get stuck at that same police barrier and might have to improvise my navigation. While I was dropping off the first of those 2 deliveries from Zeller's, riding the hotel elevator up to the 5th floor, would you look at that, I got an add-on. Kindred, where I was picking up, is literally right across the street from Zeller's, so I ran into the same police barricade yet again. Since the last delivery of that batch was on the south end of Lincoln City, I was wondering, should I call it here and drive home? But I barely dropped it off and I got a new offer. It's a stack from Highway 101 Burger and the Ghost Kitchen that I've already been to earlier tonight. Then I got an order from Best Thai, which was like $6 with a plus. I don't remember. There was a plus on it, and then I had no sooner accepted it, but I got an add-on for Lee's that I think was like $12 or something. I should have known better. I was just assuming that the in-app navigation was going to do me right, but it glitched because I accepted the add-on and started navigating me to Lee's, but it actually wanted me to pick up Best Thai first. Fortunately, Lee's was ready. After that was all done, on my way back into Lincoln City proper, I got an offer to go to Taco Bell and deliver that. And with Taco Bell dropped off, I am ending my shift. It's past 9 o'clock. I have got most of an hour's drive ahead of me. This was the most profitable shift I have ever had, most money I've made in a single shift, and if I'm not mistaken, second most money I've ever made in a day. I'm starting bright and early on Saturday morning, partially because I'm not going to be able to get out for a dinner shift tonight, so I want to do a breakfast run and a lunch run. But there's peak pay, and I'm starting with a shopping order from Fred Meyer. Okay, now this is an interesting one. Double Safeway shopping order for over $40. One of them is going to Wallport. On my way to deliver the smaller order that was in Newport, I got an add-on from McDonald's, and it wasn't bad, but I declined it. The big order going to Wallport has a lot of frozen stuff that I don't want to melt if it takes too long. And I've now dropped off the second Safeway shopping order in Wallport. It was supposed to be a meet at door pin required, but the customer was not able to come to the door, so she texted me the pin and added another $15 to her already pretty good tip. So I am ending this morning shift that was less than 2 hours with about $70. I am back at it for lunch. I got a little bit held up. It's a little past noon, but I'm starting lunch shift with an offer from Taste of India. Then I got an offer from Dairy Queen, and it was upside down. All right, I'm going to Clearwater. This offer isn't great. It's barely over $1 a mile, and it's going significantly north of town, but it's not upside down. I'm gonna call lunch shift right here, and I'm not gonna be able to get out tonight for dinner shift just because of a family commitment. So that's a wrap on episode 3 of my February DoorDash goals. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you would like to see the finale of this next week, consider subscribing. Next week will be the moment of truth. Can I make it to $2,500? I have, I think, about $700 to go at this point, so I need to average about 100 per day. And until then, happy dashing.